Taylor, why did Brad leave?
Well, I don't know. I suppose he's just embarrassed about his costume.
Oh, when are you gonna leave?
Oh, what damage? What little shit.
Welcome everyone to another edition of Midwest Horror Network's The Screaming Room. As you know, we are going through our favorite Halloween-themed sitcom episodes, and this week it is Zack's pick.
What's up, everyone? Alright, so the one I decided to go with was a Home Improvement episode. Originally, I had a lot of trouble deciding if I wanted to go with a Fresh Prince Halloween episode or a Home Improvement one, because those were my two favorite sitcoms growing up. But this one I just felt had more Halloween spirit in it, and it was absolutely fucking hilarious. So I went with this one. This was the Season 2 Halloween special. I can't remember if there was one.
I think it was called The Haunting of Taylor House.
It's something like that. Haunting of Taylor House or Taylor House Haunting. One of those two. It was a Season 2, Episode 6. Episode starts, tool time. Al and Tim are going at it and stuff like that. They're showing off bricks, or how to build a brick wall.
One more course, and our brick wall will be finished. Oh, golly, Al, I'm out of brick.
Are you telling me, Tim, that you're a few bricks shy of a load?
And Tim, of course, runs out of bricks because, he fucks up all the time. So he sends Al in the back. Tim runs around the corner, puts on a mask, and tries to scare the shit out of Al.
Tim, there doesn't seem to be any, Tim? Tim?
Tim's not here anymore.
Got you pretty good, didn't I?
Yes, Tim, I'm quaking.
It doesn't work. Al looks annoyed. They do some sarcastic back and forth, so on and so forth. And then they go over to the pumpkins. Because it's a Halloween special, of course, carving pumpkins. Al, of course, made his super nice, fancy little pumpkin carving.
It was a portrait of himself.
Yeah.
But we can cut ourselves some frightening jack-o'-lanterns.
That's right, Tim. And as you can see, I've already carved my jack-o'-lantern.
So, of course, Tim's just like, that looks fine, but I'm sure you went through all the long, annoying tools, bells and whistles and all that. We're gonna use more power.
More power! You're darn right, more power.
So, of course, he explodes his pumpkin.
Tim, I believe that charge might be a little too...
Powerful for you, Al? A little too manly? A little too macho?
No,
if that's the case, Al, why don't you just cower and hide behind the desk here, huh? Because this bad boy is about ready to go. See there, Al? Nothing to worry about, buddy.
And thus starts the show.
Indeed. That's the first 5 minutes in. It's already hilarious. Alright, so yeah, now they're, they're back at the Taylor house and everything. Tim is building a haunted house in the basement.
A haunted house.
Haunted house? Come on, I designed the catacombs of terror.
Can we take a look?
That's pretty scary and dangerous down there. Are either one of you pregnant or wearing a pacemaker?
The wife and the kids are getting set up for a nice Halloween party and all that. Brad comes in a Raggedy Ann costume because, Raggedy Andy.
Yes.
Yeah. Who are you? No, what are you?
Raggedy Andy.
Oh, that's right, it's Halloween, I'm sorry. Look out, Frankenstein, look out, werewolf, it's Raggedy.
The Raggedy Andy and Raggedy Ann thing. So, because he has a date coming over, and she's gonna come over as Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Andy? Brad's got it bad for that girl, Jennifer.
Oh, and if I asked you to wear that costume, you'd do it for me, wouldn't you?
I don't think so, Jeff.
So, yeah.
I mean, as much as a date can be for 10-year-olds, a date, but, sure.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, little kids join costumes. I'm sure that was a thing for people who did that. I never did.
I did not either.
Like, the closest thing I ever got was me and my buddies. We did the entire, Jedi and Sith thing from episode 1.
Nice.
Yeah, I was Darth Maul. My buddy Kevin was Obi-Wan, and my other buddy was Qui-Gon. Tim's wife has to leave. She has to go pick up her costume and all that.
The rental house manager has guaranteed me that I have the scariest looking costume that they have ever had.
They've got a costume that looks like you at 7 a.m.?
She leaves. They get a little bit more set up, and let's fast forward to the party now. Tim's wife comes back. She was supposed to have this super scary costume, the scariest thing that they have in the warehouse.
Really built it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really built it up.
And she comes back as a carrot.
Horrifying.
Don't even start.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life!
And not just a carrot, like this huge, bulky, puffy monstrosity of a carrot.
It looks like a mascot, like a skull mascot or something. Like if you had a skull mascot that was a carrot, that's what this costume is.
And one of the kids that was dressed up as Adam reminded her about how puffy the costume really was.
Oh, yeah.
Curtis! Oh, Tim Curtis is here.
Mrs. Taylor, that's a great costume.
Thank you.
You can't even see how fat you are.
There was this kid in like this little Adam costume, and he just kept giving her shit the entire episode.
But she'd give it right back.
What are you supposed to be, Curtis?
I'm an Adam.
Then why don't you split?
Very funny, Mrs. Taylor.
That was lame.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. Well, that's kind of like the show. Like the show is everybody giving it back.
Everybody
to
gives a little, everybody takes back.
Indeed, everybody gets a little, takes a little, moves on.
Yeah.
Good life, good times.
Brad's date shows up, and she's not wearing the Raggedy Ann costume. In fact, she comes as a biker chick.
Hello, Bradley.
Uh-oh.
I thought you were coming as Raggedy Ann. I changed my mind. Why? You made it very clear that you didn't want to be at this party with me tonight. When? You know when.
Along with Sean from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Hey, Taylor. What's going on here? Nothing. Jennifer and I are together. You're supposed to be with me. So get over it. Besides, you're having a bad hair day, dude. Shut up, Danny.
Hunter Ryder. And
God, he looks so fucking young.
But you can instantly tell it's I'm sorry, Ryder Hunter.
Ryder Strong?
Ryder Strong, sorry.
Yeah.
No, his last name in Boy Meets World is fucking Hunter. So that's how my brain works.
Which that whole Raggedy Ann costume thing where the boy and the girl are going to go together, but then the girl doesn't show up as Raggedy Ann. I first saw that in a season 1 episode of South Park. And I've never seen an episode of Home Improvement. This was my first time going in cold tonight. So I always thought that was a South Park thing. But now I know South Park took that from Home Improvement.
Nice.
I enjoyed it a little bit more in South Park, but I'm way more of a South Park person than a Home Improvement person for obvious reasons, because I've never seen any Home Improvement.
Brad is pissed off. He storms out of the house. So Tim goes out and has a little talk with him about how the mind of a woman works.
I didn't do anything. Besides, why does it have to be my fault?
Son, it's always our fault.
Why didn't she just tell me? She said I should know.
She didn't tell you because women aren't as smart as they think they are. They don't realize how little we actually know. You gotta go in there and find out what's going on. Try to see her side of it.
I don't care about her.
Really? Why are you wearing a red wig and size 18 shoe?
Tim gives him advice, sends Brad back inside, and then Brad and Jennifer have this back and forth.
She was pissed off because he didn't pick her for dodgeball or kickball.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, yeah, the one chick's better than you, and I wanted to win. And Tim's like, no!
You picked Elaine instead of me. She's good. I wanted to win. You embarrassed me. You should have seen Elaine. She was gloating.
Why didn't you just say something on the playground?
Bradley, how could you not know? You could be so dense.
Hey, I may be dense, but my team won.
Abort!
That scene was one of 3 times I laughed during this episode. I didn't laugh much on this, but it's weird because we've discussed how I'm not really a sitcom person. Mm-hmm. And if I had to compare this to the Boy Meets World episode that we did, I chuckled more on Boy Meets World, and I feel like I was more entertained by the Boy Meets World episode.
Yeah.
But I never got more than a chuckle from Boy Meets World. Whereas with Home Improvement, even though I only laughed the 3 times, those were 3 good laughs.
Yeah.
The first one was an early line where Tim Allen is telling his son, well, because his son is mad that he has to wear a Raggedy Andy costume and doesn't know why he has to do it.
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
Well, sometimes men do things for women that we don't like to do, is that they'll do things that they don't like to do.
Can't believe I'm doing this.
Brad, a lot of times men do things they don't want to do, so the woman they're going out with will do things they don't want to do.
Yeah, I worked him.
Get married, degrease an engine, shave your back hair.
That was funny. I laughed at the carrot costume reveal. And then I laughed at so the setup for the joke is Tim Allen telling his son, the 2 words that you need to know when speaking to a woman are, I understand.
Go in there and talk to her. Remember, the 2 most important things you can tell a woman are, I understand.
I understand.
Right. Say those 2 words, they'll forgive you for just about anything.
Got it.
And okay, and I've seen that. We've all seen that joke millions upon millions of times before.
Yeah.
But the part that got me was when they're back inside and his son is talking to the girl, and he says, "I understand" to her, and she just says, "You understand what?"
And Tim just kind of goes, shit!
I thought you were coming as Raggedy Ann. I was going to. I understand.
Oh, God. It's pretty much everyone's fucking dad.
Understand what?
There's several times in this episode when I went, that's the show.
Yep.
Like, there's so much in this episode
Like-
that gives you a good blueprint for what the entire show is. And there's a lot of that happens in the show. A lot of that advice that goes wrong and goes awry. It is good advice, and that's what makes it heartwarming, but it does eventually backfire, and it is funny as hell to watch.
Like, the thing that I loved most about this episode was, 1, it was absolutely fucking hilarious. And 2, it reminded me of what Halloween used to be when I was a kid. Nice, simple, fun. Yeah, the horror themes going on and the scares and shit like that. But, it was just a fun time.
Yeah, it reminded me of that too. Like, it reminded me of that feeling, like, when Halloween had some mystery, and like you went out trick or treating, and like maybe like you'll get some scares or go in a haunted house.
Biggest example, the dirt gummy worms. As soon as we saw the dirt gummy worms, we're like, I miss those.
Remember dirt gummy worms? Those were fun.
Perhaps you would like to try some dirt and worms.
Oh, remember dirt worms? That was fun.
Those were great.
They also had like
Fill me in on that.
What's up?
Can you fill me in on what that?
Essentially, it's pudding with gummy worms in it.
Yeah, but you'd also include like some chocolate brownie bits and stuff, anything to make it like look and feel like dirt, and then you'd put the gummy worms in it.
Yeah,
it
was like a cool snack. I mean, like, and you saw a few different ones, the eyeballs.
I've seen,
the tapioca
I've seen
with
the
the
grapes in the pudding before.
Okay, I'm gonna put these grapes into this tapioca.
What's that supposed to be?
Eyeballs and pus.
Yeah, home cooking, huh? Wait. If I put green food color in here, it would look infected.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. Do that.
And I feel like there was another one that was in there that I recognized, but yeah, the worms and dirt thing, I've never...
Man, that's amazing. That was always
sounds like a really good combo, though.
That was one of the most popular.
Rally.
Yeah, that was one of the most popular like Halloween treats growing up that I used to freaking love. Yeah. There was the pizza skulls that was also pretty cool. It just a lot of that.
They
stuff.
had like what, monkey brains or whatever. Or
I think I heard monkey brains, but I think
it was monkey skulls.
Was it monkey skulls? Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was just.
I hope you're watching those monkey skulls. They should get too soft.
Shoot.
Jello brain was always a cool one.
The Jello brain. I never saw much of the Jello brain growing up. Yeah. It was a cool one, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I had quite a bit of that growing up, and it was cool. It was that kind of feel to it. Like, maybe you'll get scared, and You know, but there was nothing like, it was perfect for what it was. It was about a family and about a dad raising kids that were that age and like what their Halloween looks like. And as you watch this show and watch other episodes that are the Halloween, because they're a very traditional sitcom. Like every season has a Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas episode within. It's all consistent. And it's kind of fun to watch them as the kids get older. Like his pranks get a little bit more intense and like a little bit more outlandish. You know, but this was perfect for kids that were, you know, like 10 and 8 and everything else. And yeah, it reminded me back in the day when, you know,
back in the simpler times. I used to love going throughout the neighborhood trick or treating and stuff that, being with friends.
Were you a big Halloweener back in the day, or was it a little bit harder out in the country?
Well, I mean, the country wasn't until my high school years.
I know.
But in the suburbs, like I'd go trick or treating, and I think I've told the story before about how, like, when I got braces, that kind of put the end to the trick or treating, but also led to me staying home and watching horror movies on TNT. So, gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah, of course. Fair enough. This is why I had braces for 4 years, because I ignored that. I still kept eating candy.
They trickled down into the basement where the horror show is, you know.
That's actually super cool.
It is. I had a basement like that.
Most of the kids there, they fall for the scares and everything, but
all but one.
This isn't scary. It's totally lame.
Fuck you, Sean.
Oh, come on, Jennifer. That's just Brad's dumb little brother. It is not me.
Yeah, Sean Hunter, of course, is the tough guy. He's like, this is bullshit. This is your son. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh dear God. And he's just kind of ruining the experience for everybody. So,
he's kind of being a dick, actually.
Like I said, he's more of a dick in this show than he is in Boy Meets World. But that's besides the point. Tim takes him over to his toolbox. He's just like, what's in here? Friggin' bucket or something? He opens it. Yeah, there's a bucket. And then he removes the bucket and it's Al's head. And for some reason, that scares the ever-loving shit out of him.
Oh, a toolbox. I'm scared. What's gonna happen? Is a wrench gonna pop out and say boo?
I don't know.
A bucket. I'm scared.
And then Wilson comes out. He's in a mummy. He's floating around, and
that's pretty cool.
He freaks him out.
What's the deal with Wilson?
Okay, I knew you were going to ask that. So, if you don't watch the show, you wouldn't understand. But with Wilson, you never see the bottom part of his face. Like, I think the lowest you'll ever get is, like, right below the nose. But it's always being covered by, like, the fence. Or if they're not, like, talking on the backyard, because he's kind of like the wise guy of the show. Like, he's always giving advice. You know, there'll be something in his house that blocks him. Somebody will be standing in the way with, like, a pad or something, or a table or something. You never see the bottom of his face, so that's like the running joke.
So is that why the laugh track went in when he lit up his jack-o'-lantern and there was like a fence covering it?
Yeah. Because you never see his face.
Well, let's just say adrenaline. It speeds up the conversion of glycogen into glucose.
And there's the whole show there.
I assume that was supposed to be a portrait of him, like how Tim Allen's assistant did it.
Al.
Yeah.
You're a spirit animal. We'll have to let you watch.
I'll
more.
have to.
You have to watch more for more. You know, you're the deadpan delivery of Al and the pun master level of Al is very much you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Sure you don't.
Okay. With that stupid ass smile too. It's the same smile he makes when he makes puns. The same one. Same stupid one. The eyes closed, big smile. Anyway, something I observed that I had never observed before, though, about why I think he was freaking out a little bit more, is because if you saw underneath...
Oh, yeah, you couldn't see Al's body at all.
You couldn't see Al's body at all. Yeah. So, like...
I imagine it must have been a pain in the ass to squish himself into that
like
thing.
Al had to have done the whole, like, magician's assistant and the fake legs.
Well, Tim, your haunted house was a huge success. I've got to hand it to you.
With what?
How the fuck did he fit in that thing?
Yeah. And then Tim leaves Al inside the box with a tarantula.
With the tarantula crawling right towards his face, and then the episode ends.
Yep.
Tim,
What is it, Al?
well, what about me?
What about you?
Well, there's spiders down here.
Al, those spiders are like joke spiders. Jill bought those at like a magician shop, the rubber spiders. They're a lot of fun. Okay?
Tim,
I'll be right down to get you.
I don't think she bought this at a joke store.
Yeah. This was a good episode.
Yeah, I really like this one.
I was okay on it, but like I said, with Boy Meets World, like I said earlier, I never got more than a chuckle, and even though I chuckled more on that one, I got bigger laughs from the 3 times I did laugh during this. Because like a lot of this to me was the standard sitcom. Okay, they just did an insult, they got insulted back, laugh track, everybody has a good time. It was, that standard scripting. But there were those 3 times that did break through to me.
I think Home Improvement definitely had a much better writing team than most.
And actually, I would dare to say that that's what you just described is pretty much the entire series.
Okay.
Which is there is a lot of standard fare, and there are some good chuckle moments and everything else, but there are some
really heavy laugh moments.
I remember I watched the whole series, and there were some times, man, when I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
Like I said, that bird episode, I don't know why him walking into a window with a broom trying to chase this bird around is so fucking hilarious to me. Yeah. But it is diehard laugh. Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of those moments when you get like a deep laugh, like you did in this particular case. So like that's most of the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Home Improvement is definitely one of the best ones.
Not a sitcom person, but I have definitely sat through worse sitcoms.
Love Home Improvement. I do really like this episode. Not my favorite Halloween episode. There are a couple other ones that I really like a lot more.
There are, I went through all of them, and again, this was the funniest to me. The other ones, they were good, but either they weren't Halloween specific, which is why I didn't choose them, or they just weren't as funny.
Definitely a good episode. I love Home Improvement. Tim Allen's fucking hilarious.
Tim Allen's great.
He definitely makes the show, but the important part though about this show though is all the other characters that all the chemistry between the different characters really work with this type of show. So
yeah,
I would like to point out before we finish that of our 3 picks, I find it amusing that Zack actually picked the most wholesome of the trio.
That's actually really true. That's insanely
because yours had murders.
I was going to choose his, but he chose it before
Don't blame
I could.
him. Just
I am
because
blaming
he was
him.
faster than you,
dude.
He didn't give me a chance. He's like, I have an idea.
I knew exactly what I was going to pick, but yes, you did in fact pick the most wholesome one out of all of us.
Man.
Thank you for joining us on this October 2020 special of the Screaming Room. Be sure to check out all of our other videos and content on the Midwest Horror Network channel. Be sure to listen to our podcast, The Nightmares Podcast, wherever podcasts are available. And be sure to follow us on social media at Midwest Horror Network on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Slasher.
And of course, if you are watching us right here on YouTube, you go ahead and click that little dinging bell so you can be notified every time we post all of our awesome content. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the Screaming Room, and we'll see you next time. Happy October, everybody. Bye.
I've seen your show. It should be called Full Time.
Making fun of Nonestein's favorite show is not a good idea, son.